This video is going to take you through some tips and tricks for how to do a mirror quickly and easily and not have to do all kinds of intricate stuff to keep a clean edge on your mirror. And also the top of this has really deep ornate pieces. It's actually over 1 inch deep to get down into the inside of those. So I'm going to show you how to use your brush to get into there and how to actually stipple it. And then it also got a light coating of the pearl antiquing gel so that it just highlights it. The rest of the bedroom suit is not done yet and will come in a future video. But this is going to show you how to get from the picture you see of how it originally looked to this in a few simple steps, and how really amazing a friend that liquid masking tape is for you. So stick with us to see the steps. I'm going to finish cleaning all of this and feeling of it. I'm probably going to do a little bit of repair on it with some sanding. In fact, that's what I will do first. Before I go any further with the Windex, I'm going to do some sanding because I felt some places here that I didn't before. But cleaning the whole thing, mirror and everything, with Windex gets you started for a step that I'm going to show you how to make it simple to paint this. There are several brands of this product on the market. It's a liquid masking tape. You want to get one that has a can that you can fully seal the lid. Jasco makes it, but it's a plastic top on it. It does not seal well, and you lose any of it. You sit on the shelf, it starts to dry out, and you don't have it for use. This can I've been using for 3 years, and it's still perfect in condition because it's got a lid that really fits on it. People will tell you it's really easy, just tape along the edge or stick playing cards underneath. Well, in this particular frame, if I start pushing playing cards under, one, I'm going to break the seal against this mirror in the frame right now, and the back is professionally sealed. This had its original finish on it, which is what I smoothed out by sanding before I finished cleaning with the Windex because it was starting to crack off. But on this edge in here, a lot of people will have the question of, it looks really bad along the edge now. It's like there's something underneath. Because depending on where you're standing looking at the mirror is actually reflecting on its surface the underneath about 1/2 inch of the frame that's under it. You do not want paint seeping under there. It looks like a mess, and it really is. So if your mirror comes apart easy and you can take the mirror out, sure, it's easy to just paint the frame. But this product makes it easy to do without having to do that. The can itself on most of them will tell you to use 1 coat, but I learned about this product watching This Old House when they were doing hundreds of window panes in an old house on wood frames. So instead, what you want to do is 2 coats. You want to get up onto this edge. It's okay if it gets up, just smooth it out. I happen to be using the Project Brush by HTP, and the reason I'm coming farther out on the mirror is I want to make sure I can degloss this without having a problem. This product only works on glass and mirror. It doesn't work on metal, it doesn't work on wood, and it will allow any type of paint, including HTP, to adhere to it and have a really good bond. If you only put one coat of this on, you're going to wind up scraping with razor blades. But if you put it on in 2 coats, it will peel off just like saran wrap, leaving an absolutely perfect, pristine edge. It is a little bit thinner consistency than glue, but it has the feel of glue to it. And what I've found is I can pretty much go right back on this to put the second coat on. Just run your brush lightly. Skim it just to get a coat on there. I'm going to go around the rest of this doing this, and then it needs to dry for 4 hours. Then you can degloss, you can start painting, and you just leave it on until you're finished painting, and you'll see it on there. It dries fairly clear, so it won't be as easy to see when I'm deglossing. You'll just see more disturbance in the look of this. I cleaned the entire mirror because I don't want to have to clean this mirror with any degree of major cleaning for 30 days after I've finished with this. Windex is notorious for removing paint, especially fresh paint, and it's why over time storm doors that are cleaned with Windex, you'll see the paint coming off. It's because over the years Windex has been stripping away at that paint. It's not a paint stripper, but it does over time damage and remove paint. When you have used the liquid masking tape, do not shorten the time that it needs to dry, the 4 hours. The liquid masking tape is water soluble. It may feel okay to the touch, but it's not ready to paint over until it's dried for 4 hours. So keep that in mind, and also whatever brush you use to apply it with, go wash it immediately. It's really easy to get it out when you first got it with just hot water and soap. But if you let it dry, it's going to get all gunked up and turn plasticky, which you'll see when we actually pull this off. I'm ready now, because this is protected all the way around, to degloss the frame. I'm going to use a screwdriver here with the wipe wrapped around it to get into the tight areas of this. You can also use a butter knife, which I frequently have, but a flathead screwdriver was handy at the moment and works well too. I know I had scrubbed this really well with the Windex when I was cleaning. So I know most of this is some of the old finish coming off, and it's all smooth, so the new paint will adhere. I'm going to do most of the work with the Syntec brush, but I also have one layer, a fourth of, a True Applicator that I'm going to be able to use to get into these deep spots to pounce this in all this detailing. And the color I'm using is Kind, which is a pale yellow. I have blocks of wood under the frame so that I can get all of this outside edge without painting the tabletop too, and without missing anything on this outer edge of this frame. Having that wider band of the liquid masking is allowing me to roll without worrying about getting paint on the mirror. When you get into detail areas like this, swirling and squishing the brush in allows you to get the paint everywhere. You just don't want to overload the brush. You just want to keep moving the brush and pushing it in. Until you get all those surfaces coated.
put to the brush, you got some more dead little spots on the mirrors.
I wanted you to see the difference in painting an edge like this and painting ornate pieces like this. Off camera, I'm going to finish painting this completely. With this being a yellow over this dark, I know it's going to take 3 coats, and we'll be back when that's finished to show you the magic of the liquid masking tape. The mirror has all its coats of paint on it, it's dried, and now you can see it's really sloppy along this edge, but it's protected by the liquid mask. I prefer, you can use a razor blade, but I prefer an X-Acto knife that's on a handle like this because I've got a lot of control on it. And so we're going to show you how you cut along the edge of this and then how this peels off. You don't want to cut underneath. You want to cut straight down along the edge, and you want to get all the way to the glass. You want to feel the glass, and once you get to that point, you can usually just keep going. And you want to go all the way around the glass doing that. You take the knife or the razor blade and you just lift up along the edge where you have cut, and this starts coming off like saran. Leaving you with a perfect edge. There's a few places where this was thin that I will take a razor blade and lift it off. And there are a couple of little spatters that are on the mirror that happened while I was doing it. But other than that, this is perfect edges with no issues with them. There are a couple of places where it's got cut more than once. You just go in with the tip of your blade and cut those off. I failed to remind you guys before I was taking it off to throw it away, and this has been stirred. This is Pearl Antiquing Gel. It's not a pure white. It's a very, very soft off-white with an iridescent shimmer in it. When you have the small paint cans by Heirloom Traditions, when you've opened them and you reclose them, put a double layer of saran wrap on the top before you close it so your lids don't glue closed. I prefer to use a very small 1/2-inch angled brush, art brush. This is not a craft brush, it's an art brush. It just looks scruffy because I've used it for so long. But when it's scruffy like this, it does a really good job with what I want to do. I want to get just a very small amount of paint on my brush, and then I want to come primarily flat with the brush or no more than a 45. I just want to highlight the details in the crown of this frame. There's details going all the way around the frame, but I'm not going to do anything with those, because the bedroom suit that this goes with, I'm not accenting lines because I want to downplay some of the design that's there. This is going to be harder to see because it's white. but I just want to go across this just to catch the top parts of it. This is way too deep a design. This is over an inch down in here to do a apply and wipe off. It would get really, really dark if I were using a darker color, and this would not do what I want it to do. This is going to be just enough to make the light catch on this and highlight these. I keep dipping back in because I'm getting so little on my brush. I'm not trying to paint all of this, and I prefer this size brush because I have so much more control over what I'm doing having it this small. There's a spot here on the front I need to get to, and on the front of that, because those are underneath points that will be showing when this is hanging up on the wall, which is one of the things you have to try to remember and think about. What are the angles at which something is going to be seen? By pulling along the flat side of my brush, especially in a spot like this, I'm not getting deep down into the grooves. I'm staying on the high points of that design. The same thing now with coming around to do this, then to catch that. And I tap the brush because otherwise you will get a blob of paint, or in this case antiquing gel. The first place that you stop at to add, you get a run of paint that defeats the whole purpose of what you're trying to do. And I'm going to feather that out on this side, and I'm going to come back to this side and feather it out too so it doesn't end abruptly. And then I'm going to look for any places that I did not get something on there of what I needed. But I'm not seeing any, so now this will show up better. The detailing will, because light will play off the shimmery parts of that without being a gaudy shimmer on it.